It's not as simple as it's easier to stay down.
I'm Nick Corkill. I'm a photographer based in southwest of England. Kind of specialise in surf and ocean-based photography. I've always had a fascination with the ocean. My earliest sort of memories are holidaying with my parents in Mallorca. I used to go and watch scuba divers, and I used to think that they were like the astronauts for me. My dad has always loved the ocean as well. So he taught me how to like water ski, you know, going out swimming and stuff. I was always a very strong swimmer from a young age. And then I just used to go out with a mask and snorkel. I felt like I was a bit of an adventurer, like I was exploring the unknown. Dive down as deep as I could. I was pretty fearless in the water. Going on a few years, when I became a teenager, we moved to Dubai. My dad got a job working for a sheikh to try and sort of kickstart the boat industry out there, like the sort of yacht industry out there. So we all packed up, went from Weybridge in Surrey to the Middle East. You know, at the time, I just thought this was like the coolest thing in the world. I kind of struggled through my childhood, and I probably thought that maybe moving to another country would change everything for me. What led me into becoming an addict was because I was so lost, and this kind of not settling down, and this kind of maybe regrets of what I've done and the way I've acted in the past. I think I'm quite hard on myself like that. I think there's a lot of boxes need ticking with career, places to live, relationships. I've always felt like nothing's ever been that right. I don't know if that's weird or not. Because the drinking and stuff, like, it was an escape from my head, because I didn't really know who I was. When you're so lost and that's the only thing that you know you're good at doing, you just do that, don't you? Addiction starts with a lot of trauma, like internal trauma, which people don't necessarily know they've got. It took me up until going to a rehab facility to know that actually it stemmed from my childhood. I was living my life as this kind of wounded teenager up until I was 34. I don't have any fond memories from school. I got diagnosed with dyslexia, but I used that as an excuse basically not to do anything. I thought I was thick. That was my main thing. I used to think, I'm just thick. I can't understand. I'd always be bottom of the class. I'd always fail all my exams. The reason why is because I never put my hand up, because I thought everyone would laugh at me. But people used to think, oh, Nick, yeah, feels sorry for himself. He's lazy. And like, again, all that stuff, it's not good for a kid to hear. I just thought, this is me now, forever. I'm always going to be that person who fails. I lost my driving license twice for drink driving, and yet I still didn't think I had a problem. I was thrown out of a house by one of the loveliest landlord stroke housemates I could ever have. Never thought I had a problem. I've lost countless jobs. Never thought I had a problem. The scary thing with addiction is how it slowly grabs hold it affects everyone around you, family, friends. So it's so easy to stay in a state of lying and deceit and not being truthful with yourself than actually facing any of these problems. I kept making poor decisions, which obviously led on to regret, more regret. But I still had to keep drinking because I'm an addict. I remember thinking to myself, what would be the easiest way for this to end with the least impact for people around me? But then I couldn't even do that. So then I thought it was even more of a loser. So I couldn't take my own life. I don't know, there was something inside me that obviously wanted to stay alive. I'd like people to know that you don't have to be a homeless person on the street to be an addict. But if there's anything that you think is wrong and you're doing too much, reach out. You do not have to do this on your own. It's not about willpower. And I know it's very well for me sat here, 6 years sober, but I was also at a level where I never thought I could be fixed. Just talk to somebody. And if you are a friend or a family member who knows someone like that, all you're gonna have to do is just put it out there that you're there for them to listen. Don't go on at them about talking and stuff, just say you're there. I started a thing called the 12-step program, which I know a lot of people would have heard of. Within the 12-step program, it's almost like a foundation, it's a higher power. And that can be anything you want. A higher power is something that will never judge you, but it'll always be a positive force in your head. It can be anything you want. It just clicked to me straight away that my higher power was the ocean. It's always been there. It'll always be there. After I've gone, it'll always be there. And it's where, deep down, it's where I'm most happy, without it sounding cliche. I mean, it's Mother Nature in its purest form, right? The ocean. I just love everything about it, like the feeling of it physically, the noise, the smell, the people you meet out there. You know, visually, it's beautiful. There's a lot to be said about how I ended up picking up a camera. Everything I do now is because of sobriety. The money that I used for drinking, I put aside, and I ended up getting a nice camera, a GoPro, and some lenses. And you know, I went to Norway and I shot an article, and it went in a surf magazine, Calf Surf magazine. That's something that I always dreamed of doing, but I never knew it would take me to a level where I had to give up alcohol and rediscover who Nick was. In the UK, we have a really powerful bond of photographers and videographers who shoot in the water. And I love that. I love that fact. We've got some pretty mad elements in terms of water temperature, visibility, the coastline. You've got to have your wits about you. You've got to be safe. And, you know, the light is very challenging. You get an added sort of sense of achievement when you capture something amazing in the UK in the water. I'm very lucky to take pictures of the ocean and its movement and its light, and also the relevance of it kind of saving me, you know? And then I'm lucky enough to celebrate that with pictures.
And now you're gaining in your fight. I love the way you've used your battles to shine a little light on the barricades trees you've had to climb? Was it the glory of the morning that made you change your mind? 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 They say that still waters run deep, but I know it was the ocean that hauled you to your feet. I've seen you thrive between the tides. It's like there's something in the water that makes you come alive. Makes you come alive. Makes you come alive. Makes you come alive. 'Cause to know you is to love you, brother, because you stand for good. All your high times and your lows were never understood. That you were just cut out for loving under lightning skies. And there's a strength in you that I don't have.